Hey everybody, this is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself world. This will be my first survival type and preparedness type video back on this channel. So I want to talk to you today about a survival food garden. Now I'm going to be talking to you a lot more in the coming days and weeks about survival food and preparedness and preservation. But right now I want to talk to you about some plants that take care of their own selves and spread and provide you with an abundance of food year after year without any work or input from you yourself at all. This is a wild mustard green bed which reseeds itself and actually has reseeded this bed. Actually, was it this bed? I don't know. One of the two started out, and now it's everywhere. It's all over the place. So we have an endless supply of mustard greens from one planting, and it just seeds itself everywhere. So if you ever want to set up a survival garden, like say you have a remote location and you want to plant once and forget it and then have a place to fall back in emergency, this would be one of the great things you can put in there, because you plant this stuff once and it'll take care of you for the rest of your life just by reseeding its own self and coming back again and again and again through the years. Now, in here, mixed in, is wild strawberries. Wow, that has a peppery bite. So make sure whatever you do plant, you can handle the flavor. As they get older, they get hot. That is a really peppery bite, but it's got a green flavor too. Really refreshes the mouth, and it reminds me of horseradish. Actually, I wonder if I can make horseradish out of it. I'm going to look into that, because it has a very horseradish flavor, and it's great cooked or added to lettuce, to salads. But we also have here wild strawberries, which are turning ripe right now. And I read somewhere that they are one of the best foods ever put on this planet. If you've ever tried them, you'll understand why they said that. They are the sweetest, most awesome little berries. And they'll take care of their own selves, and they'll grow without any care. They can handle droughts, cold weather, and they just keep spreading and growing and coming back for more every year. That was the first one I've had in the season. A lot of them are still about to get ripe. But there's just a couple other things. Any of your lettuce family of plants will usually go to seed on you quite rapidly and then reseed itself and just keep going and going. Now here are some of the seed stalks from last year from these mustard greens. And this tiny little plant down here will turn into this enormous plant after it's gone to seed, and it will give you an abundance of seed pods, plenty to replant or to sell and make some extra money on. But they're ginormous when they're done going to seed. Down in here, I mean, it's just everywhere. And then as some are going to seed, some are still just going up. So it's an endless supply coming up in here. We have to weed out the weeds. That's a constant battle as well. But if you did have a survival garden, you could add these type of plants, lettuce plants, and let them go. And I would obviously prepare the soil, plant 1 year, and then have a lettuce bed somewhere else. Keep them separate or they'll overwhelm each other. And occasionally go up and try to take out the weeds so they don't take over. But these are the first things that grew up in this bed this spring. And now we're in late June, and they're just going to seed already. And then we'll have another cycle. We could still have another cycle and another planting this year. So, really good food. Here is another survival garden of mine that you just start out once. All of this is a mass of raspberries, black raspberries. It all started with one plant 3 years ago. And they're spreading out wide and far. They will take over as much of a section of yard as you will let them and produce an abundance of fruit more and more every year and spreading out further and further. Let me show you some of the borders of this. Now these are starting to bear fruit. They will have a lot this year, more than we've ever had on this property. On its about third year, you can see just thick abundance of berries. And I let this pretty much run wild. Well, it's hard to tame, really. And they spread out in the yard, and what I'll do is I'll take the babies and I will plant them in other places and just let them go. They're all over out here. They'll spread, they'll send out roots underground and then pop up new berries along the stem. So you can see here was a root underground. They're in a row. Here they're in a row. And they'll just keep popping up more berries as they spread out from the main plant. Now here's also some wild strawberries which I allowed to take over, and they'll produce a massive amount of food for us in the coming days. They're just about ripe. Now granted, the berries are a brief short season fruit, but it's nutrients, it's good food, and really requires no work. Let's go around the other side of this and see how big this has got in 3 years. Now the back side of this, there's the hill where they started, and we're all the way out. I had a mulched pathway a year ago, which is completely taken over, and the berries are now way out into here, a good 12 feet away from the main plants, and all the way out into here, and we're gonna let them take over this entire area. By next year, all of this will be green with berries. I'm going to try to reclaim a pathway. But for a survival food garden, if you drop in some berries and they take, you will have an abundance of food spreading out and taking over a part of your property in a couple years, waiting for you to return and enjoy the harvest. Look at that. Just loaded. No work. Those came up from one plant that came out of a pile of dirt, all on its own. Mint is another plant that has some medicinal properties and will take over a large area of your garden if you'll let it. All of this here and around, all the way around to the front, started last year with one plant, one piece about this big, one. And it has taken over this much already in this short period of time. By the way, while I'm talking to you about food, I'm on the menu. So if my camera jerks from time to time, I'm on the menu for everything out here right now as well. So that is a amazing plant that'll take over. And mint makes some great refreshing teas. I love to eat them straight up, and the different types of mints have different medicinal properties. So check that out as well. This is lemon balm, which is starting to grow, and it will spread out as well. Here's another plant. You plant it once, and it's going to feed you forever for years to come. This is a Chinese cabbage. I'm not sure the exact name of it. Melanie planted this a year or two ago, and now it keeps coming back in this thing. You can see the soil's all roughed up. We keep digging out more and more plants as they come up and transplanting them. She's got pots everywhere. She's got them in garden areas everywhere. We planted once. We let them go to seed. A lot of them will bolt in the heat, and they go to seed, and they'll replant for years to come. So you plant once, and you'll have a lifetime of food coming up for you automatically, again and again and again, in a huge abundance. You give them a large enough area to grow in, and they'll take over. And these are great leafy greens. You can just eat them as well in salads. She makes them in fish dishes and whatever as a side. Very mild flavor, very nice. Here's some more. She's got more out in the garden. I'll take you over there. She's transplanted them out here, and there's multiple areas we put them in because they're growing in such abundance that it's just everywhere now, and it's great. So again, each one of these is going to produce massive branching stalks with a huge, unbelievable amount of seed for one little plant. It'll feed you for years and years to come. And these are all mustard greens that Melanie has transplanted over, and some more of the cabbages from that bed over in the other garden that just keeps reseeding itself. She just keeps bringing them over here and planting them in, and we eat them. You can see there's a lot of food in here just from one planting a year or two ago. Here's another wild berry garden, and again, zero maintenance. Now there's two different kinds of berries in here. There's a lower level, a lower lying, like a black raspberry. I forgot the name at this time, but I knew the name of it. And then there's a taller berry, which if I prevent them from being eaten by the deer and rabbits, and that's your only problem with these berries. These grow fruit on second year cane, and they're so good. They're actually proper black raspberries, and they're amazing. This year I've got it fenced in and been protecting it from nature. And if you fence it in, look how much all of this area has grown up in 3 years, all the way out into there. I've fenced off, and in 3 years of trying to maintain it, this is how much we have. And they're growing out. I'll transplant these. There's the low-lying berry, there's a taller berry, and they're just spreading out all over the place and taking over the whole area. They will feed you for years to come. Some maintenance is better, and eventually I'm going to tame this, but I'm talking about a survival garden. And there's a chicken. Okay, they have found a way in. I must find it. Let me take care of this problem. She had a nest in there. I found the weak point. I got to close it. If you can keep out nature, these will take care of you for a lifetime and spread out and take over a massive area. We'll have a lot of food from these this year. A lot. More than we can eat. Probably we'll have enough for canning. Here's another survival food that'll take over your garden and take over massive areas and keep growing and growing and growing. This is all blueberries. All the way through down this whole fence line is blueberries. And you don't need to do anything with them. They will grow an abundance of food without any maintenance or care from you. If you have the right environment and the right soil, and you bring in some blueberries, you will have a huge abundance of food for life. We harvest in general, lazily working, we get 14 pounds of wild blueberries in a season, easily. This year, we're going to more aggressively harvest, and we should probably able to get 2-3 times that with no problem. The weather's been good this year, and the blueberries are thick. I don't know if you can see them very well, but they are thick this year. Just loaded. If you bring in some blueberry plants and let them go, they'll take over. Let me show you what they're doing up by my apples. Now here's an apple tree that I put in and mulched and cleared up all the way around it. And on their own, we have a bunch of blueberries coming up, seemingly out of nowhere, but because the surrounding area is full of blueberries. But we've got little bushes, little shrubs have come up this year, and even though they're brand new this year, some are actually bearing fruit already from these tiny little shrubs. First year growth coming up around my apple tree. Look at that. They're quick to grow and they're quick to bear, and they'll populate an area. I'm going to let them grow around here and populate this area around the tree. It'll provide shade for the tree's roots and help control the moisture and the temperature levels in the soil, as well as providing food for us for the rest of our lives. They'll keep spreading. Well, there you go, guys. There is just an example of some of the things. By no means is that everything we have around here, which comes back year after year after year and spreads out with no care or maintenance or concern from us. And most of these plants are not bothered by the harsh weather patterns out here either. So these plants I've shown you would make a good survival garden. If you've got property somewhere, or if you're just older and just want low maintenance food supply, these are some of the type of plants you can put in. There are a lot of plants related to the lettuce family and the Chinese cabbage family and the mustard green family that I've shown you, which will produce just as abundantly and reseed themselves year after year, just like these do. So please do your own research and check it out, but it is absolutely a zero maintenance type of plant, the things that I've shown you, and that's part of survival. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Please like this video, subscribe if you haven't. This is now the Do-It-Yourself World, TR Tech Tactical, and the Do-It-Yourself World Electronics, all wrapped up in one channel once more. You never know what's going to be going on here in the homestead tomorrow, or what I might have to share with you or show you. Now here, guys, is just a little teaser. The video that's coming next for my survival series. Tell me if you know what this plant is. Alright, I got some exciting for you. It is poison ivy season, and this is an all-natural and very potent cure for poison ivy. Does anybody know what this plant is? It grows wild in abundance here. Well, let's see who can guess it. Talk to y'all later.